Just say a little bit about it.
Oh, well, that picture, one time, it was after I was married, and my folks moved over here after Grandma died, and we were married. And Mother was in the hospital a lot. And one time when she was in the hospital, so after, she'd always wanted a picture there. So my dad and I went over to Hartman's and picked that picture out. It had glass, but one time it fell and broke the glass. And it was so heavy, so I never tried to put glass back in it again. But I always liked it because there's a deer in it, and it's...
It's just a picture you got for your mother when she was
Yeah, we got it for
sick.
Mother once when she was in the hospital. They needed a picture here. Used to have Davenport here quite a bit of the time, underneath of it. So that's...
Speaking of finishing things, or taking a long time to finish things, Mother, tell me about this picture.
Well, I've always wanted to paint. When you paint, you know, by number, the Last Supper. So one time Paul got it for me for Christmas. And it took me so long to finish it that I had to send for new paints again, so I could get it finished.
I mean, you give us an idea. This is more than a couple years.
Oh, several years.
Come on, Mom.
I don't know.
It was from one operation to the next. I think it was close to 7 or 8 years.
I don't think that had anything to do with operations, and I just didn't get at it. Anyway, the frame then, Clarence Huffenberg made for me. He always wanted to do something. He wouldn't charge me anything for it.
Wait a minute.
He did so many nice things. He always wanted something for me to remember him by.
Now, say that again. I'm sure it's on there. Elmer Huffenberg?
No, not Elmer.
Clarence Huffenberg.
Clarence Huffenberg made it. And
oh.
he always wanted to do things for me. He was the one that made my arbor out here for my roses.
Well, he also fixed up that little rocking chair I have at my house, didn't he?
Yeah, he redid that little rocking chair. That was Grandma's little rocking chair.
Let's go out in the kitchen and just tell us about what year the kitchen was redone, or...
Oh, boy. Wait a minute. You were a baby. So it had to be about 50... 54, 55, I don't know which. 55, I suppose. You look pretty, but they wonder what happened to the...
What? Oh, to the door. Tell them what happened to your doors.
What happened to the door?
Dan put them in the basement, forgot about them.
Oh, is that what happened?
Well, he saw them down there the other day and said, oh, I forgot all about your mom's door.
Anyway, the kitchen is a mess, which
Yes.
it usually is. The cupboards this used to be a porch out here, and they took half of it and made it into the kitchen. This was just a real small kitchen. And my dad and Ralph Anderson fixed this and made the kitchen over. My dad made all the cupboards. They were very pretty if I had taken care of them better. They're birch. And, very nice. And Dan and Paul put all new tops on them for me a few years ago. So, this looks very much like home because that's the way things look most of the time.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. From Wales. My grandmother, Martha Slusser's mother, who was known as Old Granny Vaughan. Vaughnsville was named after her husband. And this came from, she brought it from Wales. It's broken because it was on a stand there in a corner and fell off. But it's the only thing Grandma ever got from her home. And she prized that. This, I guess, is good material, but that's Grandma Slusser's again, my Grandma Slusser's. These pictures were my Grandma Slusser's. This is called the Forget-Me-Not pattern.
Hold it up so it's got the light background there. Like
And I have several pieces. There's some compotes and, these don't quite match it. These are Grandma's.
Now, wait a minute. Tell me where the pictures came from.
I don't know. They're my grandmother Slusser's, Martha Slusser.
And she just had them, so you have no idea how old they are.
I don't know anything about the ages of them or anything. And these...
Tell me the goblets, yeah?
The goblets, my grandmother Jones, Ella Jones, gave to my mother a long time ago. She prized them very highly. And this dish...
Now, wait a minute, Mom. I can get that, I think. Just point at it.
I don't think you can tell what it is, but then it says...
Go ahead and get it down. Be careful.
You never know what it says. No. How does it? It is pleasant to labor for those you love. And I think it belonged to what we call Aunt Laverna, and I think she must have been a great aunt to your grandpa, John, or your dad, John Mckinnie.
A great aunt to my dad. Okay.
Now, as near as I can tell about that one. And, that dish dish back there, that American pattern, that big one, that was and the smaller one were gifts when we left Delaware. The church gave us when we left
They
Delaware.
call them American pattern.
It's the American pattern of, what is that word? I can't even think now. This is a cracker thing. This is another thing that belonged to Grandma's lesson. Called them cracker bowls.
Now say it again.
Cracker bowls.
Now why? Because they're so small. We think of cracker things as being bigger.
I don't know. That's what I've always heard them called. Is you could put anything in them you wanted.
Did they used to make crackers? Like when you made bread before you bought them? Did you make them?
Oh, you could.
Well, I mean, did you though as a family, or did your mother?
Here's something that's rather interesting. That came from my mother's side of the family, and that's people were sick. You put water or put anything in it, and they can drink out of it, like a straw. See?
Oh, you kind of could pour it into.
Yeah, that's sort of interesting. The other thing that I always liked that my Grandma Jones had, my Grandma Ella Jones, was this tea strainer, and I asked for that. I've written on some of these things, but I don't know. And I have a set of plate, and this was when I was a little girl, was given to me. I don't know. And this is 1909, the year that Dad, or John and I were born, 1909.
Now what do you mean this is the year?
This is a calendar.
Oh, well, turn around a minute, let me see.
And it was Gardner's Dry Goods and Notions here at Columbus Grove, compliments of them. They used to give dishes and things as compliments.
Oh, it's just one plate. I thought it was a
No,
set.
it's just compliments of and the Gardners were good friends of my grandma. Honey, after a while.
Well, don't take it all out, or tell about it and put it back.
Some of the things I can't get to if I don't.
You want a step stool or something?
Well, this is just a picture that belonged to Grandma Slusser, my Grandma Slusser. And I like these cake stands. I used to use this little one a lot. You probably remember, Ruth.
Yeah. I always used to think everybody had things like this.
This was the old cake stand that I used those smaller cakes. Now there's a large one back there too, you see.
I'll see, I can get it, I think.
And
now that one's just got a straight edge on it, doesn't it? It's not fluted or anything.
and it doesn't have any flowers. This is another